Okay, here I've got a probability question based on a table where I've got all kinds of probabilities to do. So this is some nice practice in understanding the notation. So we've got all the numbers filled in the table. So there are a total of 70 students in these different categories. So we've got students who are all doing science, but they're taking a language module, and this is what's happening. Right, so and they're male and female. Right, so we've got a student selected at random. M is the event that they're male. R is the event they're studying Russian. So it's just those two events I'm focusing on. So the probability they are male. Okay, so it's not conditional, so the bottom number is always going to be 70, unless we're given something else about the student. Probability they're male, there are 40 males out of 70 students, so 40 over 70. Now, through all of this, I'm just going to leave my answers as unsimplified fractions. Normally, you will not lose marks for not cancelling them down. The probability they study Russian, it's not conditional, so it's going to be over 70. How many study Russian out of those 70? So Russian, 21. 21 over 70. Next one, probability that they're male, given that they study Russian. So now it's not 70 on the bottom. I'm only interested for this question in the students who study Russian. So it's only these 21, so the bottom number is 21. They have to be male, but obviously they also have to study Russian because I'm only interested in this column. So it's the 14 over the 21. Next one, the probability that they are male and they study Russian. So the bottom number is back to 70. It's not conditional. This student could have been any of the 70. How many students are male and study Russian? Well, it's male and Russian. It's that 14 there, so it's 14 over 70. The next one, probability they are male or they study Russian. Okay, so I'm interested in everyone who's male, which is these 40 here. And I'm also interested in all the Russian students. So what I mustn't do is 40 plus 21, unless I remember. I can use the rule for OR events. I could take away this one here from that total, or I can just say the people I'm interested in are those ones, those ones, those ones, and those ones. So I need to do 17 plus 9 plus 14 plus 7 all over. It's not conditional. This could have been any of the 70 students we chose, so it's over 70. So add these numbers up, and we get 21, 30, 47 over 70. The next one, I've got to do the probability of R given M. So it's conditional. What am I given? I'm given they are male, so I'm only interested in the male students. So the male students are 40 of them, so it's going to be over 40. And I'm interested in the probability that if I'm on that row of 40, they study Russian. So I'm only interested in the 14. So it's 14 over 40. Okay. The next one I've got to do is the probability that of M dash. That means the study probability they're not male. Okay. Well, I've already got the probability they are male is 40 over 70. So for this one, I'm going to decide to do it as 1 minus 40 over 70. Which gives me 30 over 70, or 3/7. I'll probably cancel that down to normally. Okay, moving on. So the probability of them not being Russian, same thing. This is 17. This is 21 over 70, so I need to do 1 minus 21 over 70. 1 minus the probability they do study Russian, which is going to be 49 over 70. And the next one, the probability that they study Russian given they're not male. So it's conditional. I'm given they're not male, so I'm now only interested in the female students. So it's going to be over the total number of them, which is 30. Okay, what's the chance that this kind of student studies Russian? Well, I'm on this line, so I just pick out that 7. 7 of those 30 students study Russian, so that's my probability. Now I want the probability of R dashed given M. So now I'm back to looking at males. But now I want the probability they don't study Russian. So I am looking at males, so I am out of 40. How many don't study Russian? Well, these 14 do, but these 9 and these 17 don't. So 9 and 17 is 26. So 17 out of 26, sorry, out of 40 is the probability of not studying Russian if you happen to be male. Okay. Now we're back to non-conditional ones. So neither of these are conditional, so both of them are going to be over 70. This one here, they've got to not be male, but they must do Russian. So that's the same as saying they are female and doing Russian. So that's the 7 here. So it's 7 over 70, which you'd cancel down to a tenth. And then the last one, the probability they are male or they are not studying Russian. Okay, so all of the male people count. So these ones, and these ones count. Okay, or they're not studying Russian. So anyone who's not studying Russian who's a female also counts. So it's all of these. Yeah, okay. And in fact, it's probably easier than, instead of adding those up, to take this number here, 7 away from 70, to get the answer, which is 63 over 70. Okay.